Welcome back everybody to my channel. My name is Hobo Joe, and today I'm asking the question in our new series, is it worth it for Star Wars? Is Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order worth playing in 2023? And with Jedi Survivor coming out later this year in March, I wanted to revisit the first game and ask the question, is it worth playing? And the short answer is yes, so if you were wondering, it's 100% worth playing in 2023. Or if you want to replay it and you're clicked on this video wondering is it still worth replaying, the answer is yes. And if that's all you came for, there it is. I don't want to waste your time, but I also want to take a little deep dive into why I think it's worth playing. Starting with the story. In Fallen Order, you play as Padawan learner Cal Kestis 5 years after Order 66, or 5 years after Empire Day, or 15 BBY, or just 5 years after Revenge of the Sith. Really any one of those. You're in the dark times, and the Jedi are being hunted relentlessly by Darth Vader and his Inquisitors. And this time Cal has been hiding, and due to surviving the Jedi Purge, his connection to the Force has been scarred. Without spoiling much, Cal finds, through pure coincidence, no, not really, using the Force to save his friend Prav, the Inquisitors pick up his trail, and he's no longer safe. But good thing Sir Junda and Grease Dredus heard Imperial chatter and came to Braca to come to his rescue, starting the events of the game. And Cal will go through trials, find new friends like BD-1, his exploration droid, lessons on his quest to rebuild the Jedi Order and build a family through the events of the game. And it's a great story, and it's brilliantly executed. And it's really it's a strong point of this game. It really holds it together. Next is the gameplay. Starting with the combat, it's heavily inspired by the Soul series. There's meditation checkpoints that are like bonfires. There's dodge rolls and heals, and it's very interactive and challenging, and just fun, for lack of a better word. The areas you go to are semi-open to open world. There's paths that are blocked that you can go back later after you've gotten new abilities or gadgets and be able to unlock them and do shortcuts and find secret areas. There's a lot of enemy variety in this game. You won't be fighting the same enemy over and over again and feeling how repetitive that is, like Resident Evil 7. And lightsaber feels like an actual lightsaber. It's a strong point in this game. They did a great job crafting it, but there are some cons to that, and we'll go into depth about that later, about the lightsaber. But there's a stamina meter, and you and the enemies have one, and if your stamina meter gets knocked off, you won't be able to block, and you'll take more damage due to that, since you can't block, obviously. But if you break the enemy's stamina meter, then you can do an execution, which is really cool. And there is a bunch of those, so you won't be seeing the one over and over again. There's not a lot, but there's enough to where you won't be seeing the exact same one over and over again, which is pretty good. Now we're going into the cons, and I'm not really fond of how the lightsaber works in some aspects, like when you're fighting humanoid or human creatures. Humanoid creatures or humans, your lightsaber doesn't go through them. It's like hitting them with a stick, and then they'll die. It's actually a big letdown. The only times enemies that are human actually get cut through is if it's a cinematic moment. But if you're fighting creatures, droids, anything like that, your lightsaber will go through them, which makes up for it. But yeah, it's a big letdown that you can't chop through humans. There's also not a lot of areas to explore in this world. The maps that you go to are big, but the variety of planets are not there. There's 7 planets altogether, but only 5 of them you can revisit and explore. So 5 actual, basically, areas to explore. And like I said, they're big, but I just feel that it's not enough, especially for Star Wars. There's also not that much in-game content, which is sad. Really after you beat the game, there's not much to do. Respawn did add this battle mode where you can take any enemy and throw them into this like battle scenario on different maps, or you can even like throw bosses in, and there's a limit, but you can really just throw whatever into an area and fight them or have them fight each other. It's fun for a while, but you do get bored of it, so really after you beat the game there's not really much in-game content, sadly. Now going on to the difficulty, there's 5 difficulties altogether in this game, starting with Jedi Padawan to Jedi Knight, Jedi Master, and Jedi Grandmaster. I play on Grandmaster, especially when I first played this game. I had actually a bit of trouble with it, so the difficulty is there. I mean, not now. I've played this game like 6 or 7 times, so the difficulty for me is not that hard anymore, but the Respawn did the difficulty right. It's not like many games, you know, where the hard difficulties just means you have less health, the enemies do more damage, and they take more damage. That's really what all the difficulties are, and it's really cheap and just lazy and stupid, in my opinion. But in this game, Respawn just made it to where the enemies are more aggressive, and the stun window is smaller, and your parry window is smaller, so it's harder to stun and parry. You do take more damage, but I'm just glad that, you know, enemies are not tanks in this game, and since they wanted to make the lightsaber feel like a lightsaber, they did a good job not making it feel like it. I mean, if they made enemies take more damage, the lightsaber would not be a lightsaber at all, and it wouldn't really, you know, make the gameplay smooth. But those are really the cons, and going into the collection plus customization, we're going to bunch these two together since they're, you know, kind of linked together. In this game, there's a wide variety of things to collect, actually. Like with the lightsaber, you can get sleeve parts, switches, emitters, and materials, which changes the color of your hilt. You can find, well, you have 3 different colors at the beginning, and you'll be able to get different colors later on. And there's also ponchos for Cal, ship colors for the Stinger Mantis. There's some under outfits for Cal that it's like 3 or 4 of those. Skins for BD1. Force Echoes, which is like lore and things about this world, which is really nice. Health and Force upgrades, also lightsaber upgrades, and many, many more. That's really all I have for you guys today. I wanted to, you know, it's a single player game, so there's not really much to cover, but what is in this game is worth playing. And if you haven't played this game, I highly recommend it. And if you're thinking about replaying it, now's the perfect time, since the sequel to this game is coming out in a couple months. It is good to refresh your memory on what happened in the first game. And if you've been on the fence or just haven't gotten around to it, this game is worth your time. And there's not a lot of good single player games that has good story and good gameplay, and this has both. And I hope these reasons were enough to at least get you to think about it. It's also, there's a PS5 and Xbox Series X upgrade, which is super awesome, and they're selling for the same price as the PS4 one, so that's a steal. But that's really it. Thank you guys for watching this episode, or this video. I usually am making series, so it's different saying series or video. Thank you for watching this video, guys. If I've earned your subscription, that would be nice, and if you've earned your like, that would also be nice, but you guys don't have to. But with that being said, take care, guys, and God bless.